Is this what live feels like?
This is what live feels like.
Wow. Okay.
Oh my God.
Are we going to hear ourselves the whole time?
Yes.
It's because we're hooked up to this.
Oh my God. All right. So we have to ignore that.
Hold on. Now talk.
Hello?
That's way better.
Oh my God, less self-conscious.
Amazing.
All right. Fabulous.
This is our first live stream.
It's going great.
Hey, look, we're on. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey,
on
what's
Shantay We
up?
Say.
I keep looking at the computer going like, that's not where the camera is, Laura. Remember, all that film school you did? You look in the lens.
Money.
Yeah, right.
All right, everybody, we are officially recording.
Woohoo!
First of all, everybody that's here, we thank you so much for hanging out with us. And now that there's lights in here, I can see all of the panels that are falling down. But don't worry about that. Let's just have some fun. We're here to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah,
So,
we are.
Let's get started. Hello. Welcome to RuPaul's Drag Race recap show, Shantay We Say.
Yeah.
Yeah. What episode are we on? We're on episode 3 of Drag Race
Down Under.
Down Under. Everybody
There you go.
Everybody do your Australian accent.
Down under.
Down Under.
Dingo.
Close.
Fair enough. Okay. Quick rundown of what we're going to do. We are a bunch of people who love to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race. We assume that you have seen the show in today's episode, episode 3 of Down Under, and we are going to spoilers from here on out. Quick intros. I'm Dave, he and him. Him?
I am Laura, she and her.
I am Max, he, him, and gay. Not they. Gay.
I'm Becca, they and she, and queer.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
First of all, initial thoughts of what we thought of the episode.
We had to learn some new Australian slang today.
Yeah, we did. We didn't want to stop the episode, but we were like, "What was that? What did they say? What's a bouge?
What does that even mean?
What is it? I'm trying to remember.
Bogan.
Bogan. We were just like,
Bogan!
huh? What is that?
I like that.
But I thought
Sounds
that
like
was
a name.
It was a good testament to how good some
Oh
of
my
the
God,
drag
Bogan
was.
and I just went and got some froyo. It was great.
I dated Bogan back in 5th grade.
Max, I miss you. Come back to me.
Bogan is like your 5th grade partner.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Bogan.
Yeah.
May
Nick.
he rest
Bogan
in
has
peace.
a yacht. Bogan definitely has a yacht that he
Bogan's
will not
dad
shut up about.
has a yacht. All right.
Bogan has an MLM.
Right, that's true. That's true.
Acronyms.
But I would say that I think it's a good testament to how good the drag was I picked up from context clues what
Yeah.
Bogan was from watching it, from
Yep.
seeing. I was like, I kind of get it.
It made sense.
Yeah. Bo, did we like the episode?
I did. I mean, it was, we definitely had some fun little twists and turns, and we had some drama. They're absolutely, I don't want to jump to the end, but that was an amazing lip sync.
Yeah, that was really good.
Epic.
That was so
I
good.
would have to agree.
That was really good. And I thought, that was a good girl group episode. We've
Yes.
seen the girl group episodes from, the UK, from the first and second season from the UK. I thought this girl group episode was really solid.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I guess we should start from ye old get-go.
All right.
What did we think?
People are watching us read notes. We have
Geico.
notes.
It's the only way to be. You have to have
Geico's
notes.
Australian.
Geico.
There we go.
Is that New
Gecko.
Zealand?
It was.
Geico the
No, it's
gecko.
Australian.
It is Australian? Okay.
Yeah, he is.
This is all very important stuff.
Very
Don't worry.
important.
You
stuff.
know
We
it.
don't go on any kind of tangents whatsoever.
Nope.
That's what's
Ever.
great
We
about our
stay
show.
on target.
No editing needed ever.
I do have to say it was devastating to watch Art leave again from the last episode. I was right
broke my
back.
little heart.
Because sometimes when you're watching Drag Race, they throw the dramatic stuff out, and I'm like, this isn't as dramatic as you want me to think it is. But I was
forgot.
watching everybody gagged at the end of the last episode, oh my God.
I was so numb to it at this point. I had lived a life since then, and
Yeah.
then they brought me right back, and I was like, oh, shit. It
Yeah.
still hurts.
Do you do like I do when I'm watching Drag Race? Every time a new episode starts, I'm like, oh my God, that is what happened last week.
Yes.
Truly. I
Yes.
mean, especially with how many we watch in a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Normally.
We
Not,
watch a
not,
lot.
not the past week or so, but usually it's intersectionality of nations and seasons and years.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, wow, yeah, that did happen. She looked fabulous. What a way to go.
I really liked it. Something that's been sticking in my craw that I would like to discuss is we never really got to see how much the queens already knew each other. They kind of hinted who knew who, but I was slowly
They definitely
feeling
know each other. Like,
they all.
Yeah, they definitely know each other. I mean, Karen from finance and Art Simone, like, definitely know each other and work together. They definitely have they've worked together.
Yeah, but like I want to know. I want to spend more time on that. Like, does anybody else feel like you're getting thrown into like someone knows somebody and kind of I've been with them on this scene and it's like it's rushing through that.
Yes, it feels a little sped through.
Yeah.
I have two feelings on this. A, it's an island, so I feel like it's pretty intersectional.
I mean, it's a big island.
Sure.
It is a big island, but they don't live on the island. They literally live along the coast.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Hold on.
Becca's bringing in the facts here.
It's actually 3 islands because New Zealand is 2 islands.
No.
This is RuPaul's Drag Race and Geography podcast.
You want to talk about time zones again? I'm lost. Wait, and then my second thing is I'm still stuck on the word craw. I'm still trying to process that one. Can you elaborate?
It's like
You've
an
not heard that
old-timey
expression?
Crawfish. Craw rhymes with bra.
It's just like it's a thing that's kind of needling me. It's on my mind and it's kind of this weird. It's a thorn in my paw or whatever.
It's like a thought you can't get out of your head.
There we
Yeah.
are. Okay,
It's
that's all I
like,
needed.
it's like get something stuck in your teeth kind of thing.
Okay.
Split up your brain.
Nifty.
And the other thing that I thought at the beginning was Coco, after getting Art eliminated, little cocky.
Big britches.
Yeah.
Big cocky.
Well, but, like, I did feel for her because, like, you know, if she had been told, like, by an owner of a club, like, you're nothing like Art Simone, I can understand why, you know, she left that going, like, screw you, excuse me, I just sent her home. And I can understand, like, that was a bit of validation
But there's
I
a
can
way
understand
of saying, like, oh, I feel validated in myself now versus, like, I'm the fucking shit now.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
And
do
that's
agree.
what we got.
Yeah, there definitely was. I mean, she gave a hell of a lip sync, like way to go. But yes, and that never. We have learned from watching enough RuPaul's Drag Race that once you get too cocky, shit bites you in the butt.
Hubris.
I'm gonna need by the end of this season a super cut of you just going hubris.
Yes.
But that was great. That was the kind of the intro in the beginning, getting us prepped for the episode. Do we have any thoughts before the mini challenge?
No, my first thoughts are.
Oh,
yeah.
I do. I have something stuck in my crop. Wait, but Maxwell, you go first.
They were foreshadowing. They foreshadowed the end at the beginning.
Bum bum bum.
I was like,
They did.
stop it.
Can I? This is something that's upsetting me.
Yes.
This happens, I think, every single season.
Uh-huh.
Like, you get into, like, episode, like, 2, 3, or 4, it always happens, and all the queens, like, come back from, like, watching the queen get eliminated, and they're going, like, oh my god, I didn't see that happen, I'm gagged, anything can happen, guys, anything can happen. And I'm like, yes, haven't you heard any of the queens before you say that literally exact same thing? Exact same thing every single season.
What are the cliches like that? The queen that had no idea that there would be a sewing challenge.
Mm-hmm.
There's always the like, oh
I'm
my
not
god,
a performer.
this one that had a lot of Instagram followers got eliminated. Like, yes. There's always every season. There's like these cliches where I'm like, how long have we been doing this show?
I just want them to stop saying it's not RuPaul's best friend race.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, shit. Never has, never will be, never shall.
Mhm.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Cut that from the script, please. Thank you.
But that kind of got me, because it's like, it's just like, ladies, I'm sorry, but like, every single season, and I get it, like, and they also say, like, you don't understand how hard it is until you're there, and that I am sure is true. But the fact that literally I just would like one of them to go, wow, it is true, anything can happen. Like, I don't know, just some kind of like, because to me it feels like they're bringing about this like new age of wisdom, and I'm like, yeah,
Right.
I know, they've been saying this for like all
It
the
should be a bit
seasons.
more of a nod to other seasons of, wow, what they say is true.
Yeah,
It is a
would-
shit show.
I would appreciate that going, like, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Other than
we say
completely rediscovering it every time of, well,
I'm shocked.
Anything can happen. That's crazy.
I just would have because it happens every season, and it's just like, yeah, okay, we know. Learn from other seasons.
So the mini challenge was
A quick drag.
slow motion surf rescue. I thought it was so much fun.
It was cute.
Fun.
I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
I mean, I have not seen every episode of RuPaul's Drag Race, but I had never seen this before, and it's rare that a new mini challenge that's not a recurring mini challenge really like gets me going.
They do quick drag.
Well, they do quick drag, but this kind of because you know
specific
how
one.
like puppets is always the library.
Well, they've like done quick drag where they're like, and this is LaQuisha coming from the jail cell.
Right, but
like,
we've never done
But I think-
Baywatch.
But I think Dave is liking the kitschy Baywatch.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
very
the
tongue in
slow
cheek
motion.
of like, Australia.
I thought it was great. I had
thought
so
that was
much fun
fun.
watching it. I thought they all crushed it. There was nobody who I thought didn't do a good job.
I mean, we saw
bucket
some
hats.
scary makeup.
Yeah.
There was
And
some
I
scary
was a
makeup
huge fan of the overgrown pubes.
Mm-hmm.
All of them.
I mean, what's up product placement?
Um,
Hello.
Manscaped, though, was the product that they
Yep.
were placing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, huh.
Huh. It's like next thing you know, Axe Body Spray presents RuPaul's Drag Race.
Literally,
I mean,
I get it, but at the same time, I hear that shit kind of nicks.
Mm-hmm.
I have never used it.
we are not.
Birdies
We are not
told
sponsored
me.
by that.
Obviously, we are not sponsored by Manscaped.
No.
But no, I mean, I thought Etc. was up first. I loved her look. Karen had one of like the OMG kind
Yeah.
of makeup looks. Kita was terrifying.
Yeah,
Uh,
I literally wrote Kita ...
Yeah.
Can I just say while we're going through, because I noticed this moment, every time they throw in the pit crew for like a mini challenge, there's always one pit crew member who is like clearly an actor in it 100%. And then there's always the pit crew member who's just kind of like,
now,
yeah.
Now what?
I was hired because I'm a model. I did not know you were going to be asking me to do this. I'm here for it. I'm into it, but I'm a little stiff.
Yep.
It's always so
And
fun.
not in the good way.
Ah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Neither of you.
But I thought like Electra is just so good physically. I
Yes.
mean that girl can
She went for it.
My
She
note was Electra has no shame.
no
No.
no filter, no wall. She just goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good for her. I thought Coco was fine.
Coco Basic. That's what I wrote.
Yeah, very basic. Anita was hilarious. I loved her take.
I died with the cigarette.
Anita has like grown on me. I'm now such an Anita
She
fan.
kind of reminds me of like those queens that do old Hollywood niche.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is like she seems to go towards that older lady spectrum of like the queen or this old chain smoker, almost Liza Minnelli-esque personality. Is like old Broadway, I'm kind of crazy. I mean, she kind of did it on the runway too.
Yeah.
Of like just maybe it's how her energy comes across, but she's just kind of reading a little older to me, and I'm going to be interested to see if she does something different
Yeah.
with harnessing that.
Absolutely, but for me, she's grown on me. When she
Oh,
first
yeah.
walked in, I was like, "Oh my god, the cray is intense." And now I'm like, "I'm here for the cray. I'm here for it. I love it. I know what you're selling, and I love it, and I'm buying it."
Has a queen who exemplifies that won yet? Has kind of a truly like I'm in my own little world. Not like gothy, but like kind of goofy and campy.
Are we talking about sort of like? I assume you're talking about like the milks.
The Milks,
The-
the Uticas, the Thorgies, the kind of like I'm just kind of doing it. Like I don't feel like they've been represented in like even the top 3.
Well, because they don't compete well.
Right.
That's the thing. It's not that they're not good. It's not that they're not amazing. It's the fact that they don't compete well.
Yeah.
But I think the closest was what's her face in 12.
Jada?
Yeah, that
No.
one.
What's her face? Great drag
Oh,
name.
Crystal.
Yes.
Crystal.
Crystal.
Crystal. Yeah. Okay.
Is like the closest
Yeah, great
to
point.
succeeding of
Yes.
that genre.
And I was so behind it because here is somebody who is kind of like, here I am doing my thing, very different from everybody else. I'm kind of antisocial, but like here we go. And I was here for the
Well,
fact that she
but
made it that far.
Crystal took notes.
True.
Correct.
And that
she
was a
played
big
more.
And that I think was a big thing was one, she did her drag so unbelievably well
Yes.
that the judges were like, you're really freaking good at this. Like, we just can't fault you for it because it's so well done. But also Crystal took notes, which I think a lot of those queens of that variety really struggle with.
Right.
Right, because I think that they're the essence that makes them the unique people that they are is a little bit of a wild card energy.
Right.
Yeah.
Slash, they kind of shut down with the, you don't get it. You know, you're trying to change me. I know who I am. I know what I am. That's why I'm here.
And Crystal didn't pull that out.
No.
No, Crystal was a team player.
She stayed true to herself while
Absolutely.
playing the game,
100%.
which is literally the game.
And I do, but that's the thing. Like that variety of queen just doesn't seem to compete well.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shit show.
Yeah.
And then it was Maxie and then Scarlett Adams with the boobs.
Oh my God, Maxie was funny.
Maxie was
on
funny
the hot
holding the
sand.
shoes
I
and
was
the
like,
hot
that's
sand.
so real. I was like,
Yeah.
bravo, girl.
Yeah.
It was funny with what like Scarlett did with the boobs popping out. It
That
was
was
so,
hilarious.
like at this point in my, I mean, I'm a heterosexual male. At this point in my life, that can be campy and funny, but like 14-year-old Dave would have killed to have seen.
Yep.
Like what I see now is like, oh, that's kind of funny. Wardrobe malfunction. Like
Ha!
go back 20 years and it's just like, oh please,
But I
please
think
let me see that.
that's kind of what makes that drag work.
Yeah.
Is the fact that at the end of the day, these are all male identifying individuals coming towards how do you portray a woman? And they're
Mhm.
like, it's kind
Well-
of funny if you see her tit out.
They're not all male identifying.
No.
That in this group, they're not all male. I know etc. is non-binary.
Mhm.
Okay. But like they're coming
Generally,
from
and
someone
that's-
that was not raised as female identifying.
Right.
They
Yes,
haven't lived
yeah.
the life of a woman outside of drag. The fact that they're just kind of like, oh yeah, it could be funny if we have the left tit out.
Yeah.
It's a different angle.
I thought it was great. It
And
was
then
really
both
funny.
came out to play, and I was like, yes, I'm ready for it. My gay ass was here for it.
It was really funny. I thought you got to see Scarlett's sense of humor a bit more, which I
Yeah.
appreciated.
She was playing. She was having fun.
Yeah.
And she was smart, and
She was a
I thought it was
character.
she was. And then so Electra and Scarlett won, which I thought was very totally appropriate.
Made sense.
And then we got so then they got split into teams because it's the girl group episode, which obviously coming after the second season of UK, I am all about because oh my God, Bing Bang Bong, my life.
Still, I hate. I'll walk by. This is the house that we live in. I'll just be walking from room to room, and I'll just hear, and then for the next hour,
It
I'm
is
in the
just-
kitchen going bing bang bong, dun, dun, dun.
Oh God, it was so
Yeah,
good.
anytime I like kick my bed or something, I'm like, bang, bang, bang.
Oh, so it's your fault.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I am the root of all
Oh.
evil here. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So we got broken into two groups, and I thought like both groups, like I thought there was. I think both groups were very evenly matched.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like we both. It did. I didn't see.
It was a fair split.
There wasn't
Yeah.
a group that I was like, oh, this is going to be the underdog group, or like, oh my God, this group is really freaking good. I felt like it was really even.
A moment that I really liked was Maxie getting picked last and kind of going, I don't give a shit. There was something really nice about that because I always cringe because they always will cut to like the talking head of the person who got picked last, and they're like, really? Aw.
I was like picked last, during and I'm speaking as the kid who was getting picked last at recess, but it's like after again like 13 seasons of going like I was picked last at recess. It's like yes, we all were. We all were.
Yeah.
I have allergies. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, that's why this is here. Nobody was thinking that there would be any other reason why
Yeah,
we would just be
this
making
is
sure that
allergies.
we're prepared for. Okay.
And for those who can't see, they're talking about a roll of toilet paper.
Oh yes, sorry. We're doing a video cast.
A video podcast. Hey! I just broke
Um,
the fourth wall.
But
a
I
podcam.
appreciate Maxie kind of doing that, and I appreciate Maxie kind of saying,
I don't care.
I don't care. It's what it is. It's the game.
Literally.
Cool.
Someone's always picked last. And while you're here, you were picked before so many other people to be here anyway.
Right.
Yep.
So,
And
hey.
And just because maybe you were picked last in this challenge doesn't mean that you're not a good queen.
Right.
It doesn't mean that. It just
Right.
means like they needed to grab the dancers and the singers first, which is for me. I would have been picked last for that challenge. I'm not a dancer nor a singer. I wouldn't get picked first, and I wouldn't be expected to.
Right.
And I wouldn't expect myself to. And I would know that.
But it was really, really cool. And then they
Then they went and recorded.
They went and did their recording, which I thought was pretty streamlined. There was one or two people who were having some issues, but like
The only note I took was LOL, Maxie's lack of tempo.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
Really
That hurts.
jarred
Yeah.
Michelle Visage, which in turn jarred me for the fact that she's like, out of 13 plus seasons, I've never experienced such a thing.
Like 13
and that's
plus
just talking
seasons,
about the seasons, not alone like her life
recording
experience.
career.
She's
Yeah.
like, I've never come across someone who has no understanding.
But
But
we
you know
all-
what? At least Maxie tried. She was like,
She
you know what? She
did.
was like, I've never done this. I have no clue what I am doing. And she I can't imagine how terrifying that was for somebody who's had no training in this whatsoever.
what is, I'm throwing you guys all on the spot. What is the thing, because what is the thing that you are remarkably bad at compared to everybody else?
Sports.
The, for me, it's thumb war. Doing a
Oh.
thumb war, I legitimately like
Noted.
have to pretend like
Oh,
I
wait,
meant to
seriously?
lose. Yes, 100%.
So
Yes, when
all
we've-
those-
when
so
we've been playing-
when we've had thumb wars, that actually is you playing.
That's me playing for real, losing badly, and then pretending like, of course, I lost badly. I was faking it.
Oh, you are so cute.
Yes. How and as someone who's played me in thumb war, how
Oh.
bad am I?
I mean, I literally assume like, okay, well, he's just like, letting me win.
But I just wanted to like bring up that like we all have that thing when like Maxie went through her like, oh, I'm just going to be the worst person with tempo that you've ever seen.
Like one of those like naturally understood, like
Everybody. can do
everyone's
this.
just kind of good at it. or,
Everybody
like,
can at
they're
least
okay
do it.
at
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. That'd probably be like math. I don't know. I see a bunch of numbers and I'm just like, who wrote these hieroglyphs?
So you would say math sticks in your craw?
Yes, 100%. My craw is boiled. Low craw boil. Oh girl, I don't know.
Yeah.
You throw a bunch of numbers at me and I'm like, what are these symbols?
Oh, I just cut to like baby Max with like a little beanie with like a thingy on it, and just in class, and
Don't
all
even
the
worry. I was worse at a lot more then. Reading was also on the list.
All right, Becca, what's your thing?
I think it's improv. Like I think it's like improvisational conversation.
Mhm.
I need to think
But you're doing good now.
because I thought about it. I wasn't listening to anything.
But now
you
there's a
guys were
lot of
talking
pressure
about.
because we're just expecting that you're way better at it. And now if I said, here we are in a donut shop, boy, I hope we don't get fired, you would say,
Yes.
Maybe the donuts are clay because they're fired in a kiln. That's all I got.
that's
Ah.
actually,
That's really creative.
that is
though.
better than 40% of the improv shows I've ever been to
I would
already.
concur.
Okay, that's great. All right. And for you, it's just sports. You're just throwing
Sports.
everything under the
Across the
Sports.
board.
sports ball.
Sports ball.
Yeah. Hand-eye
Sports
coordination is hard.
I think you'd be good at Quidditch though.
I mean, duh. But
Don't knock it till you try it.
Okay, that was a bit of a tangent, but I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
no, I would be horrible at Quidditch. Like, let's be
I know.
honest, I would be horrible. As much as I'd love to say I'd be like amazing. No.
You would make victory snacks.
Yes.
We went from then recording to the dancing.
Mhm.
And
I have a giant note.
before that though,
Mm-hmm.
I was bothered by the backseat driver. ETC, aka
Yeah.
etc. I was like, girl, stay in your lane.
Yeah,
it's
it-
not your
Never
challenge. You know, if it goes under, they can throw you under.
Yeah.
But also, she clearly had it under her boot. So, just do your job.
You gotta let like it. You gotta take the note. You gotta take the
It
hint.
doesn't look good.
It never looks good, even if your intentions are fabulous, even if you are right.
Y'all were saying though you couldn't take your eyes off her. I was just like, I actively chose not to look at
I
her.
didn't say that.
Dave did.
Dave did.
I was
I
like,
did.
I actively chose not to look at her because I was just like, that bitch.
Et cetera, is becoming that one where I completely disregard all the bad things, and I'm kind of like, I'm on that team.
I'm so happy for you.
I can't
Yeah.
wait
Good
till
for
that
you.
shifts like an avalanche for
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Wait,
'Cause
probably.
that's gonna happen.
Do you think her coming in as a roach was like a symbol of anything? Of like, they can't
Ooh.
kill her. She is unstoppable.
What a fun thought.
Right, though?
Unstompable.
Like,
I like that.
unstoppable as the roach. She is the one that is just like, hi, ha, ha, ha. I'm
Yeah.
going to, like, tell you how to do it and do it better. But, like, they're never going to come after
I
me.
would say that, but she did have a malfunction like immediately. Like
Right.
for unstoppable, like one of your antenna just breaks immediately. That's not a good sign.
You
That's
know
true.
what, though? Roaches aren't pretty.
That's true.
I mean, like, she couldn't have come out perfect. That would not be a roach.
I mean, I think that she's very, very talented. I do think that there's a lot of talent in there, but sweetie, you gotta learn how to work on a team.
That's the thing, though.
And you did not play your part. It's one thing to be an assistant choreographer, but you are not the choreographer.
She did great.
She did she was good in the performance.
Yes.
She absolutely was, but it doesn't look nice.
I
it's
had
not
that
a
sour
good color.
taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that either. And no, it never looks good. It never looks good.
Yeah.
Even no matter what your intention is, doesn't look good.
Your big note.
My big note, as a stage manager, when you come to rehearse your one rehearsal on the stage, you should be wearing your show shoes.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
You should be wearing your show shoes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why were there 3 queens not wearing their show shoes?
Not
Yeah.
even just show
In
shoes,
a
but
team, yeah.
flats.
And
In
not, no,
flats.
Coco. I literally wrote slide sandals of all things. They don't even stay on your feet. What are you doing?
I heard you say Coco, and I was like, I see what you're clocking her for. That makes the most sense. Is
Mhm.
her lack of self-awareness of like, oh wow, these are like really A flat, and B gonna slide off my fucking feet. I might as well do it barefoot.
Honestly,
Barefoot would be better.
it would be
Better.
safer. It would be safer. No, that's just basic rehearsal knowledge.
Yeah.
That's just you learn how to do that immediately. If you've done one play, if you've done one musical, you
But
know
I mean,
that.
these are all like Wall Street straight men, you know, like accountants, finance brokers, real estate agent. Just kidding, that's kind of gay. But also, I'm joking.
These
They're
are
all like the
professional-
gayest people. They should really know how to do that.
But
Yeah.
these are professional drag queens. You know that
True.
you're supposed to rehearse in like your show shoes at least. At least.
That's what always boggles my mind, though, is no matter how many seasons of Drag Race,
Yeah.
there is always at least one queen in a season not rehearsing in their shoes that they're going to wear. I'm like, oh, are you saving it as a surprise? Because guess what? You're going to be surprised when you fall on your ass
Yeah.
Yeah.
in front of a live studio audience. So, haha.
A couple of months ago, I tried on heels for the
Yes.
for the first time since, like I think I was maybe like 10 or 11, just to be like, what are these?
Same.
And you and I did like a little bit of a fashion show, and
Mhm.
I enjoyed the hell out of heels, but developed a newfound respect for anybody who can walk, man, woman, or however you choose to identify, who can walk, not just walk, but walk and glide and dance.
Prance and dance.
Prance.
Yeah.
I can't dance under the best of circumstances in no shoes. And they're doing flips in heels,
Death drops.
Yeah.
death drops in heels.
Sometimes platform heels.
In platform heels? It doesn't even seem like
With
I'm of the same
corsets.
species.
There are tips and tricks, though. Wow, was I like aggressive with finger the mic? There are tips and tricks, though, of like a boot is a lot more supported than just like a slip-on
Mm.
pump.
A stiletto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are
things.
these like tips and tricks of like it doesn't look that different, but it adds a world of difference in
Okay.
the support and what you're able to do. That's why when you see like thigh-high boots, they do great things in them, but they're also kind of made for you to do great things in them.
It
because
just-
they don't fly away.
It reminded me a lot of like when I get on a skateboard and like 9 people tell me 9 different places I'm supposed to put my weight, and I'm like, none of those feel right, none of those sound right. I'm falling on my ass. But it was incredible. But yeah, I thought that the dance it went pretty swimmingly.
watching her-
relatively, nobody crashed and burned.
No, and watching both rehearsals, I was like, okay, I feel like again, it's evenly matched.
Yeah.
I feel like I can see pluses and minuses on both sides. I'm watching their choreography, and I'm like, I'm liking the choreography I'm seeing. Again, it was the only thing was et cetera, backseat choreography I didn't like.
Throwback to the other group, though. Okay, there are two parts to this. I'm sorry to say it, but Coco let us a note. She did not find a note.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But then the follow-up of Michelle saying, "Stop apologizing."
Yeah.
That was such a golden moment.
Yeah.
Way to go, Michelle. Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
think I've
really
ever seen
nice.
her like in such good of light. Like I genuinely felt that.
Michelle really was very supportive in that moment, and I felt like that was so awesome. Like, way to go, Michelle. Like, way to, one, call that out, notice it, and then uplift.
Yeah, I
Way
thought
to
that
go.
was really beautiful.
That was really lovely. I completely agree. And then we have the note that was in...
Oh, the watch out.
Yes. Oh, no,
We
wait, Dave is
love
moving.
the
Dave is
watch
going.
out. Yeah, wait, the fact that they asked the group, does anyone recognize this handwriting? And I was like, girl, it's done in all caps and serial case letters. Of course, no one's gonna own up to that.
I mean,
Like,
Yeah.
Watch
Because-
out in, like, my left hand.
I quickly went on Instagram before we filmed this to be like, did anyone mention it? Did anyone say anything on Instagram or Twitter? So far, I couldn't find any, I couldn't find anybody admitting that they wrote it. If somebody knows, please, like, write in the comments, write in, let us know if you know who did it. I'm assuming it was Art Simone. I'm assuming it was.
But at the end, when so-and-so went home, they did write, watch out, which also was maybe a callback, but also maybe
I assume it was
oh.
I assume it was a callback. That makes sense to me that it's a callback. To me, that absolutely does. Now, if Coco Jumbo wrote that and put that in her own makeup case, I mean, that is some intense.
Yo, she's playing a game.
That's it. I mean, I don't see her doing that. That would be I would be shocked if she did that to herself. To me, it makes sense. It was Art Simone who did that.
Did anybody mention if whether or not it was maybe a producer stirring the pot?
Guys, it was actually me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it was me.
I
didn't know you went to
quarantined for 2 weeks
Australia.
after
Yeah, when did that
Australia.
happen?
Interesting.
Is that why you look so tan?
Yeah, I was really just like embracing the dingoes, the roos,
The what?
sharks.
The root.
The ruse.
Don't they call
The
the
roos.
kangaroos?
Oh, kangaroos. Oh, okay.
Kangaroos, the roos, the dangos. I don't know.
That's exactly what it was.
But the next thing was the fashion show,
Yes.
the runway.
Mhm.
Well, no, first
No,
we had the
First
performances.
was the dances.
Well, that didn't actually happen in my mind. So
Oh, okay.
what you're talking about.
So first we had the performances, and we had Scarlett's group go first. I felt like they looked amazing. They were
Yeah.
cohesive. They looked like a girl group. Like,
they really did.
and I felt like they were all showcased pretty well. It was pretty obvious, though, that Coco was messing up on her own lyrics, which is always never a good sign. But
Yeah, they looked so good across the board.
they
Yeah.
really did. They looked like themselves, but they were cohesive. I thought, Scarlett, you did a good job. Way to go, girl.
I loved her look. You know
Her
how
look
you
was
clocked
good.
me being like, I thought you would really like her a couple of weeks ago. I really liked her today.
Yeah.
You caught me before I got myself.
Scarlett would totally go up your alley.
I was like, she looks so good and she's doing it so sharp. Yes, girl.
But like, what a Laura thing to do.
Literally, I know. She found me before me. It's fine.
oh, Max
Everything's
liking the
fine.
fashion queen?
It's fine.
Also-
No, but Laura knowing things about other people before they know it.
Yeah. Yes, agreed.
But no, Scarlett, I felt like was fantastic. You could obviously see, like, okay, she definitely is a dancer. You could see how, in her movements, like, way to go. I loved Anita Wiglet's verse, real freaking cute. And then we went over into Elektra's group.
Yeah, 3.5 Men. They looked a little more disjointed.
I mean, but it was definitely like these are the camp queens.
for sure.
Yes.
They were.
It still worked. I just preferred the other look.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
still worked. I got it.
I think
Well-
the one thing for me with the looks, if Elektra went a little lighter with her red,
Yeah.
a little louder, that would have maybe tied in a little more. Because, I mean, you had Maxi with that light pink bra and all the black, and it worked. It called into the other two pastel queens during that.
with the girl group episode, the looks do matter. It really helps.
That's the thing, though.
Right.
It's like
It
the
really does.
cohesiveness. But then again, after Elektra opened up, it made sense of like why she can't just like bend over backwards to make things work.
Oh, can I say, one of my favorite things that I see is like, I loved how Elektra opened up about what happened to her dance studio. One of the things that I love is artists supporting artists.
Yeah.
I really, really appreciate it. It's something that, and I love when we get to see on the show is when queens are supporting other queens.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately something, as we all know, in the art community, you don't actually see a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of artists sabotage one another, and they're not going to help each other. It's something we see in stand-up comedy a lot. Unfortunately, people go for the jugular.
Yeah.
And it's really, really nice to see that. And I never get tired of it whatsoever when I get to see it on Drag Race.
I would just say, like, in that vein, if there is any type of artist that you like in the entertainment industry, anything that they're doing, follow them on social media.
It helps. It helps us out so much. It really does.
You have this idea of like, oh, I'll just see them when they pop up. It's like, it's a numbers game. There's so many avenues in this world where it's like you don't get the gig unless you have a certain amount of Instagram followers or
Right.
certain, and if you like this person and you genuinely enjoy their content, whatever it may be, follow them.
Yeah.
Follow them on whatever they have open. You'll be surprised at like how few, oh, this person's a star. And then you check and they've got like 5,000 Twitter followers and you're like, okay, how?
But
It's definitely important and it goes a long way.
like their stuff, comment, share it, save it. I mean, if you really, really do like a drag queen or a stand-up comedian, an actor or anything, and you can see that they're struggling on social media, help them out. Every single thing matters. I promise you, as somebody who is working their butt off.
No
we need
shameless
it.
plugs here.
No shameless plugs whatsoever.
I was like,
Shameful plugs only.
what are we waiting on? I see Becca bubbling up with something to say.
What, me leaning towards the mic
I don't know what you're
in
talking about.
preparation?
Now let's go to Elektra's group. So Elektra is a hell of a performer. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that girl can freaking perform.
Yes.
It was definitely a much campier version of the song. I don't think it lended itself well to because of the song that they were singing to and dancing to. That song lended itself to the kind of fashion forward queen, the first group, because they all kind of had like a kind of just a simple seduction.
Yeah, they
this
just
was a little
understood it a little better.
Right.
It was more accessible to them.
But if you're a camp queen, it's kind of hard to like, grin through that.
Right.
It just felt a little disjointed with the way they looked and the makeup. Even with the dance moves, I was just kind of like, this is not
Yeah,
what this song is.
Their approach
Yeah.
to the whole thing was a little misguided.
It
Right.
was just off.
yeah.
It wasn't bad.
No.
Yeah.
It was just, they missed the mark.
Yeah, and it definitely you had Elektra being amazing, and the other three definitely just kind of faded.
Yeah.
Definitely sort of faded. But now let's get into the runway. We learned what Bogan was. Very
Mhm.
cool.
With the ruse
Oh,
look.
Ruse look.
Oh my God, Bruce.
Phenomenal. I love that
Fucking
look.
classic.
Amazing.
Simple
So
and
simple, but so good.
Yes.
so good.
So
That
tastefully
I
done.
just was.
That blue.
I was
The way
living for that fabric.
Yeah.
The way it drips.
The blue, the
Mm.
lips, the hair. Oh, okay. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine
So
because
first-
Rue wore that.
I know.
And first up, we had et cetera, et cetera. I thought it was funny. It was cute.
It was cute.
It was cute.
Yeah, I see what she was saying with like the whole Paris Hilton vibe.
Yeah.
I could see that with the tracksuit, the pink juicy tracksuit. Other than that, I was like, meh,
It was simple.
For me,
middle of the road.
I didn't know what Bogan was yet,
Right.
so I was very confused.
And I don't think if she would have done a better job at it, maybe it would have been clearer.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But knowing the definition of Bogan,
I see her angle.
I see it and
Yeah.
I can get on board with it.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it when it happened because I didn't have all the information.
Coco looks great in that color.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
she looks
Cocoa
very
and
good in purple.
purples. So nice.
I mean, it's cute. It was definitely
Yeah.
cute, but it definitely didn't. It was kind of the same thing as last week where we knew from her snatch game that she was going to be in trouble, and then looking at her runway, it was like, that is just not good enough to save you. It was
Right.
kind of the same thing here where it
Yeah.
was like, we saw issues in your performance, and that runway is not good enough to save you.
Yeah, I don't think it fell hard enough the direction she wanted it to go.
No.
She doesn't go far enough with any of her stuff. She doesn't push it.
It was
to that
too
max.
loose a piece.
Yeah.
It wasn't specific enough.
Right.
You
Like
know?
if it was meant to be, I just came out of the bushes from having sex after prom, like then you need to be messier.
Slay
Amp
it.
it up
Yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah.
Literally,
Right? Like-
tear the dress.
Can you imagine
Right?
how like Joe Black, the level of detail would be if,
Yeah.
if Joe Black tried that exact concept?
True.
Oh yeah. And then we had Anita. To me, Anita's look gave me such 16 Candles vibes. I was like, this is exactly from that dance, and I loved it.
Controversial opinion. I'm kind of becoming a little put off by the constant smile.
Yes.
She has one face,
That has been my opinion from the jump.
and I've been enjoying what she does and her looks, but I'm getting to a point where it's like, again, to compare to Utica, this like you have a defense mechanism that is your performance face, and I'm starting to feel like I need to see something else.
Yeah.
Wow me, like do a complete turnaround.
It
That's fair.
feels like a little cheerleader like
Mm-hmm.
that like
Mm.
okay.
Yeah.
Like there's just this like it just exists on the front.
And then we have Scarlet. I thought that was a fantastic look. I
Yeah.
mean, again, it's detail.
Yes.
It's a detailed look, which I feel like a lot of these runway looks were missing. It's the
Yeah.
details that matter.
The fact that her purse was a wine bag.
Love it. I'm
Killed
all about
me.
it.
Wine bag.
Where do I buy
And
one?
the fact that she then was like, this is an expensive necklace. These are Marlboros. These are menthol. She was like, I'm going to chain smoke these afterward because I'm going to get my money's
'Cause
worth.
they're-
Yeah.
I was like,
they're
that is
chains.
so funny. Oh my
Chain
God, the
smoking.
detail of it. I was just like,
I
I
yeah.
loved how she embraced it so wholly.
Yeah, I mean, she walked on that runway and it was like, oh, okay, we've got somebody who's clearly in the top here.
Truly.
Um,
Electra.
I didn't mind this look. I didn't. It was not the best out of all of them, but I felt like it was like, okay, it's cute.
To be honest, for this specific runway, it felt a little too polished.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
In a way.
That's
it felt a
interesting.
little too put together,
Mm.
which is weird because like that's what she's getting knocked on for the judges.
Yeah.
It's just it
It-
looked a little too wholesome.
What Electra's showing you is the beginning of the night. I need to see the end of the night.
Truly. Yeah, she's showing what she's leaving the house looking like.
Right.
She just walked out the door taking photos with her parents before she goes to prom.
Right.
Right.
Also, a side note, Electra really needs to cool it with the black liner. It's so
Mhm.
thick in her makeup that it's just too intense. There needs to you gotta take it down a little bit. The eyeliner is becoming a little much.
But I mean, like her deep throating the beer, that's a fun gag.
Mhm.
That was
Wonderful.
delightful.
Good job, honey. And then we had Kita. I thought it was for me with the
I think it-
neon.
I think it was not the right runway. for
Agreed.
this.
No, yeah.
I think it was a cute look.
This to me
For
was
a different runway.
laser tag eleganza.
Yeah.
She keeps like for me falling in under the radar and then like cut to her talking head and she's like, I had to make a statement. And I'm just kind of like, well, nobody noticed.
Right. Yeah.
That's kind of how I'm
Yeah.
starting to feel. And it's happened a couple
Yeah.
times where I'm just like, I forgot you were the thing that you thought was gonna really set you apart.
Right.
I consistently keep forgetting that she exists.
It just seemed a little too matchy put together for this situation.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't understand the word fully, but I know that it's not a cohesive piece,
Yeah.
let alone the matching skirt, top, and hair.
Yeah.
I was like,
It just
It's
wasn't.
a little too put together.
And then we had Maxi, and I felt like it was fine. It was good. I liked the wig. It fell in the category for
Girl,
me.
it was so much.
It was so much.
It was so much.
It was.
I
I
a
mean,
lot
maybe
going on.
that was also
But-
this challenge is to be so much.
Right.
And she sold it. She was living on the stage.
But
She
to
was
me, it was meh. It was
running.
okay.
Yeah.
And then we had Karen, and to me, my note was that was horrible in the best way possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wrote disgusting, but I love it.
like how fun
I
with
like
those
It
frills.
I
was.
just it
The 80s
vomited
threw up
that.
on her.
It also like
I don't know what you mean
Gave
with
me
that
vibes
eyeshadow.
of like my first attempts at sewing anything
Yeah.
where there's just like fabric that's not supposed to be there still kind of there.
Yes.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about her is that she really commits to
Yes.
that. Maybe it's the same type of character, just different eras, but that whole like, you know, like I'm here, it's safe history, like
Yeah.
very the vibe.
Yeah.
I'll
Absolutely.
be interested to see if that's something that carries over more of like her, not passiveness,
Mhm.
but like that kind of like sloshed side. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be interested.
Yeah.
And then, so we are judging individually, and so Karen and etc. are safe,
Yes,
which I feel is appropriate.
made sense.
And then we went down the line. So Coco Jumbo was up first, and it was very clear that it's like, okay, girls in the bottom.
I learned my only note from the whole critiques section was Coco said that she sings in the shower, and my answer is
Oh.
that's where it should stay.
Yeah, I mean they were.
If that's your bar, don't do it on international
Yeah.
television.
Know your strengths, but also know your weaknesses.
I loved when Rue was like, "Why did you sing?" And she just was like, "Well, I sing in the shower."
Oh my God, Rue swiped left so hard.
I mean,
yeah.
I
it's
was just like, well, that went in the trash. That was not a match.
And goodbye. And it again just kind of, but it's like, Coco, let's just think about this for a second. Let's think about drag. Let's think about if somebody just showed up and was like, I'm ready to do drag. And they're like, wait, why do you think you'd be good at drag? Well, I enjoy playing dress up in my mom's closet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's not the same. It takes work.
Right.
There's kind of a thing. There's
Girl, I
practice.
mean, like, even out of drag, to pull a good look together, you gotta take some time.
Gotta take some time.
Like, oi, oi,
You don't just
oi.
wake up and you're Mariah. I'm
No,
sorry, that's not what
no, no.
happens.
What
Yeah.
whistle tones?
Okay, and then
They went to Anita, saying that she did a good job of like selling her mess ups, which I thought was fair.
Yeah.
completely fair. I think that she did a good job. I'm happy that she was in the top.
I didn't really notice the mess ups, to be honest, in the big numbers.
Me neither.
No.
But then
But
again,
that
like,
shows you
I
how-
understand where they're coming from. I'm like, good. Okay, middle of the road.
For a moment, I got like this little like in the back of my head, like maybe I could do Drag Race, because the thing that besides the fact that I've never done drag, the thing that always gets me about
Not yet.
not yet,
Yes.
but the thing that's always made me like, oh, I could never do that, is that I know I'm such.
Group. It looked like the Elektra show. It absolutely did, and I understand why she was put in the bottom, and I get it. Even though she did a fantastic job, I get why she's in the bottom.
I would argue you cannot get mad because someone's crushing it. Even though that the challenge is, oh God, you guys didn't look great. If your note is you were too good, I'm kind of like, okay, so you're safe.
Yeah.
No, but
Being
this
in the
wasn't
bottom?
this wasn't too good. It was the fact that she was in charge of choreographing it,
Yeah.
and it looked like, sweetie, you choreographed it to essentially showboat yourself.
I could see that.
I think that note gets you safe. You worked your ass off. You bled on that stage. You may have had some either subliminal or outward like other intentions of like, oh, I'm gonna make myself look good, but you worked so hard.
But you should have taken that same energy to make the other queens look just as good.
Fair.
Yeah, the thing is that like even in a group, in like a cattle call audition, what makes the people stand out when they're doing the same exact choreography is intention.
Yeah.
And like how your subtleties of
say.
how to make it more you know what I mean? Is like if she would have taken that same sort of like star-studded dancer approach, but within the confines of what she gave the other girls, it would have been a whole nother story. She probably would have won the week, because I trust after seeing her that she is that good a dancer,
Mhm.
that she could literally sell anything. Sell me a loaf of white bread. Hey, done. Bought it.
But I mean, like, let's think about Bing Bang Bong. Let's think about the United Ken Dolls. Let's think. So
Right.
Tace was in charge of the choreography. We got to learn that Tace is a hell of a dancer. Holy shit! But Tace made sure that everyone was even. Everyone looked really good. Tace did not showcase herself. And we know, like, Lawrence Chaney made it very
Everyone did their own bit.
and everyone did, like, Ahura and Lawrence were both like, we're not dancers. I'm not a fucking dancer. I can't do it. And Taste was like, I'm gonna make you a fucking dancer. I'm gonna
Right.
make you a dancer.
Rise to my level.
And Taste did that, and I think that that's where Elektra made the mistake, and that's why Elektra got in the bottom.
I don't think Elektra should have won, but I do think that just as likely she could have gotten to that judging portion, and they would have said, drag is about standing out, and you did it, honey. Drag is about making yourself seen, and I couldn't take my eyes off you. Just as likely they could have had that be the note that they wanted to say, and she would have gotten by at least, and we all would have been like, yeah, that makes sense.
The thing is, though, is like, I don't know if she was hitting the moves. She was improvising that whole entire time. I don't know if she was like rehearsed or if she was just that good a mover that she was living in the music, living in the moment, making it work is, I think, what it comes down to is like when you have out of 4 people, 3 of them are doing the same thing and you're doing your own like hella choreography in the front, like it doesn't show well on you because either you are sticking it to the man or you don't know the choreo.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, oh, wow, so you're a good mover, but you can't remember shit. You choreographed this dance, but ooh, sorry, you're not doing the moves.
I think it's a lot. Going to a professional dancer and saying dumb it down to be a part of a team challenge.
But it's not
hard to do.
it's not about dumbing it down. It's about you're a team.
Right.
You have to. It's the same thing with like a platoon. If one of you doesn't make it, all of you doesn't make it. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, what she said. I love
Oh yeah.
that. Platoon.
Do you even know what like category of word that is?
That is fighting. They fight.
So essentially, when you are in training for like when you're in the army and you're in basic training, you are in like a group, like a platoon. And what they say is, if one of you like doesn't make graduation, none of you gets to graduate.
Yeah, Dave, that's what we're talking about.
That is what we're talking about.
None of them graduated because of her.
Ha.
And so it's kind to me it's the same rule.
Yeah, they platooned.
They platooned.
Got it?
Yes.
You got it?
All right.
All right.
Fine, you're right, I'm wrong. Then it followed by Ketamine. They said had manic energy, kind of. It's
I mean,
kind
you're not
did-
wrong. It's,
no, it's
I
just-
still like why are we even? It was
Who is she?
safe. This was safe. Why is she
Yeah.
even on
she
here?
snuffed a
Safe.
highlighter. Okay, that's what she did before
Yes.
she went on stage.
and then Maxie, who spent a lot of time on the floor.
Yeah, they were like, Maxie was not, like, this was not your forte. You spent a lot of time on the floor. And it was like, yeah, to me, it was very deer in headlights.
Yeah.
She got stuck.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
couldn't get up. She was waiting for him to come back.
Yeah.
That's why she went on the floor a little too soon, I think,
Yeah.
is the
Yes.
problem.
It was a little too. If I were being in a choreographed dance number and you don't want to lose the challenge, you choreograph me to be on the floor for as long as possible, making a campy choice.
Right.
But it was still like that was like 10 seconds too long.
But it was also boring floor.
right.
Yeah.
Because you can be on the floor that long and have it be interesting.
And do stuff.
We've seen that.
Yeah.
I can't recall it. Maybe Laura can. But we've seen like extended floor work
Yeah.
that is
It
interesting.
kind of seemed like The Little Mermaid, but without the rock.
yeah.
You know, she was still in the same position with a lot less wind and water.
So then they had the untucked, et cetera, calm down.
Yeah, et cetera, et cetera. You got to, honey, why are you giving notes? Why are you doing
Give her
that,
a
sweetie?
Xanax.
Yeah.
Get her out of her own
Sweetie.
head.
Awareness. Becca, this is your moment.
Hubris.
There we go. That's what it is.
And then they came out, and Scarlett was our winner,
Totally deserved it. Well
Makes
done,
sense.
darling.
Yeah, saw that.
Snaps.
and Coco and Electra Shock were up for elimination.
And we all were like, oh, this is going to be a fucking lip sync. And
Yeah.
oh, boy, was it a lip sync.
But they
boy, did it
foreshadowed
deliver.
this. They were like, when
Yeah.
we need to get them in the bottom two because it will be a show.
Yeah.
And it was that was a hell of a lip sync. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, Coco is not quote unquote a dancer, but that girl knows how to feel a freaking song.
Yeah, how you were saying it of like her knowing the punctuation of a song.
She
Yeah.
knows how to punctuate.
Really?
Yeah, these little
every-
pop
Coco-
moments.
Right.
Yeah,
Controlled pop.
She knows musicality.
Mm-hmm.
she
Yes,
does.
for
yes.
having no tone, her
Yeah.
musicality is spot on.
That's one of the great things about drag is that like awful singers know how to lip sync.
Yep.
It's really cool because they really are different skill sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible actors know how to imbibe and like send out
Yeah.
that song. It's so
Just
funny to me.
commit so hard to
That's
something.
a great point of maybe one of the reasons that I never thought about of why I love drag so much is you really never know what people's skills are. You think if you're a drag queen, oh, this is an actor, dancer, and then they
Right.
get to Drag Race and they're like, oh, hell no. like, oh, clearly this person can sew up a storm. Nope. And it's fun to watch where people's skills actually are and where they're really trying to overcompensate.
It's a spectrum.
It's a spectrum.
It's a spectrum.
Yeah.
Ha.
But that was a hell of a lip sync. Gonna go down as
Oh.
one of the, in terms of early in a season.
Most likely, it's going to be the best one of the season. It's going to be very hard to top that lip sync.
I can't think of anything that doesn't have like drama behind it. It's later in the season. There's like stuff, real stuff at stake. For being only the third episode of the season, I can't think of a stronger, more fun. Like I can't take my eyes off this lip sync.
Yeah, they were across the board very different
Yeah.
in how they approached the song,
Yes.
Loved
but
it,
so
though.
entertaining.
100%.
Yeah.
Electra danced her ass off.
Yes.
Danced her ass
And
off.
Coco was living her ass off.
She,
Yeah.
I mean, oh my, I loved their two styles
Yeah.
every single moment, and you could tell it. Watching enough RuPaul's Drag Race, you can kind of tell, like, okay, I think this person's gonna win the lip sync because the camera's focusing on them. The camera was keeping you guessing. They were equally showing because both of them were so goddamn good.
Yeah.
They both were fabulous.
I would agree.
Back off.
They both were very they commanded the stage in
Yeah.
two very different ways.
You could see, I think Rue at one point was jaw on the lap was just
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah. Rue was watching. Like everybody else was like, "Whoa, I'm having fun." Rue was just like, "Ah, shit, I gotta decide on
Yep.
this." you
But
know?
I think
Yep.
at the end of it, with her lack of thinking about it, came from Coco clearly not taking this super seriously.
Mm.
Being like, I sing in the shower.
Yeah.
but those kinds of things.
Nail in the coffin there. Like you shot
Maybe.
yourself in the foot.
Those kinds of things, though, are signals to Rue that this is like, I can't put my money behind you.
It
Yeah.
looked like, and I know she said like she's a star and I want to see more, but it looked like Coco showed us everything she had.
Truly.
And with Electra,
Well, let me say this: it showed her everything she had at this moment. The girl,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I'm sure, is going to grow, is going to be awesome, is going to be amazing, but she needs a little bit more time to polish up.
but when it's a tight decision, I feel like Rue goes with who has more to show me, and given the opportunity,
Yeah.
who is going to surprise me with maybe
Right.
move in a direction that I didn't think. And this is the second time Coco's been in
Who
the
can
bottom in a
grow
row. Yeah.
more?
And I felt like we kind of saw Coco as just I'm just enjoying myself here and I'm trying. I wasn't seeing like I'm gonna wow you next time.
Yeah,
Rue.
for
I
being
wasn't
in
seeing
the
that.
bottom week 2, she didn't come back with much of a fire.
No.
Right.
No.
You know, like how sometimes it literally is like night and day of a
Yeah.
queen then is winning the next week.
I'm realizing now that at the beginning when she was talking about the fact that she sent Art home, she had the intensity of someone who won that episode.
Yeah. She already
Yeah.
won in her mind, I
You-
think, and then couldn't top it.
It was like, here I am, I'm ready to attack. It's like you were second from the very bottom.
Yeah.
That's not something to like celebrate.
But good for her.
But good for you. Yeah.
But it was a hell of a lip sync, and I'm very, very excited to see next episode.
There, it is getting so frequent that we all are watching and we're like, is this a double Shantay?
Well,
We-
after
we
the
all
fucking
mutter it every time.
Simone and Candy
Yeah.
of just like, really, we used the double Shantay on that. Now I'm just like, I don't know when the double Shantay is gonna
We
happen.
want so badly to be the person who calls the double Shantay.
Mm-hmm.
Like we want everybody to be watching going, I don't know, and then to be the one who goes double Shantay and
Okay,
everyone
but
goes,
let's just talk about that. That lip sync was amazing.
Yes.
But the double Shantay went to Candy and Simone.
Yes.
Let's remember this.
Let's remember that.
Let's remember this.
Yeah, I didn't expect the double Shantay today, though.
But I mean, how? How do we know? They used it for Candy and Simone. I mean, Simone was amazing, but
That was also
And
not
after
episode
all-
3.
Anything can happen on RuPaul's Drag Race.
That's true.
my
ah,
God.
god damn it! I fell for my own trap.
And that is a wonderful way to, I think, wrap it up. We want to kind of keep this to a relatively 1 hour, which is where you're right what we're on, and this cut out. So we'll cut it out here because the thing keeps cutting out. So thank you so much for watching and listening to Shantay We Say. We are up on iTunes, so if you would be so kind, please take a quick second and leave us a review and a rating. We would very much appreciate it. It helps us move up the algorithm. If enough people do it, we'll get on the new and noteworthy page, and we work really hard on this, and we would love for it to get out to more ears, and we really appreciate it. We are produced by Blunder Theory, our production company, so hit us up on all of our socials. Just search for Blunder Theory, and you'll find us. We've got a lot of awesome content. Where can I find everybody individually?
I am at Laura High Five everywhere. Please come find me, especially on the Tick of the Talk.
I am at Becca the SM everywhere.
I am at MSF Blonde.
Fabulous.
Everywhere, because I was once blonde.
And MaxwellFerguson.com.
Yes, Maxwell-Ferguson.com. Please find me.
And DaveColumbo.com and Dave Columbo on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. We really do appreciate it. And
Yay!
until next time, 1, 2, 3.
Au